Hello.
Hello, Clare.
How are
Lovely
you?
to see you. I'm good. Good. How are
Yeah,
you
lovely.
doing?
Yeah, good, good. Getting very
Good.
excited. Counting down my trip to Spain in sleeps now. So
Yeah.
two sleeps, like a child.
Nice.
But in the meantime, I have got a word that, again, sometimes when I come up with, I find these words, I think, what the heck have we not talked about this before? So it's a kind of two-word hyphenated thingy, self-doubt.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. That stickler.
That old chestnut.
Yeah. Yeah. Self-doubt. Yeah, it's really it's so freaking common, right? Even throughout our day. We don't even catch that there is any self-doubt present at times because it's so common. It's
Mm.
so and around certain things. Like, it's interesting that around some topics, circumstances, areas in life, there is no self-doubt. There's just something you do. You know how to cut up a carrot, you cut up a carrot, you do it, you don't think anything about it. You try a new recipe, you might, I don't know, what does that mean? Whatever. But then there are some areas and, business, that kind of stuff, that's been a stickler for me where I've had a lot of self-doubt. But what is it really? It's like we think that we're not equipped, that we need to know more, we're not enough, we're not, I mean, there's all kinds of things that can wrap up and we can label as self-doubt. But really, it's hesitation. It's not trusting ourselves. It's forgetting that we are lived, breathed, animated, expressed through by the energy that created the freaking universe, the stars and the sky and the ocean. It's like we can rely on that. And might there be some things that we might need to know more about in whatever it's is at hand for us to do in our life? Yes, that's possible. And it's forgetting that we're not this entity that's dangling out here on its own. We're never alone. We have this wisdom that will guide us. So it's like there might be yeah, Michaela, you do need to know more about that. And here's who you can go to. And it may not come in that kind of language. It might just be a spark of like, hey, I'm going to call Claire about this. And then Claire is able to say something to me that, sparks my own inner wisdom. And it's like, oh, I know exactly what to do. I had a session with someone yesterday. Um, she actually has a social work background, so it was quite interesting. And early on in our conversation, she she gave a description of blame, actually a word that we spoke about on the podcast here not too long ago. And she referenced it as something, and it stopped me in my tracks. And I said, we could stop right now because that was helpful. And it's like, that's the thing. We don't know when the wisdom is going to hit us, but I know it doesn't hit as frequently when our minds are all caught up in, I don't know how to do this and I can't trust myself and why don't I know, or whatever words we're coming up with that look like self-doubt in that moment. So yeah, self-doubt, it's really just forgetting that where we come from and how our minds work, and that the only thing we really need to do is just like quiet, and something will come, you know, and we'll know what to do. And when that comes up, it's like this, it's like whoosh, it's like white, you know, chalk on a whiteboard washed away. It's just gone. There is no self-doubt. Interesting. Yeah, that's good. Tell me what comes up for you around self-doubt.
Well, I mean, interestingly, I've started to work with a new coach recently, and that what's been coming out of it is my excessive busyness, like doing a lot, and I hadn't seen how much that was rooted in self-doubt. Almost like by controlling myself into having a content rhythm and showing up online and doing like literally having this like forced, you know, literally having it on Asana, right? You make this video, and then you post them here, there, and everywhere, and this is how you do it, and having a process that's supported by AI and having all of that, which, you know, has been helpful in terms of, you know, getting a lot of content out there. However, it's been rooted in self-doubt, rooted in thinking that I won't show up, or I won't just do what feels intuitively right. So I need to have this container to put myself into strictly so that I show up and do what I should be doing, whatever my made up story about what I should be doing, which is also probably rooted in something. Like the whole thing was just, oh God, you know, I've been so busy, and this, you know, we probably mentioned, I might have mentioned a few times, I'm flying to Spain on Friday, just the big but there was like, she said to me, what would it be like? I had this list of things to do, some of which were Spain pertinent, like they needed doing. Like I obviously wanted to order some of my books to take to Spain, and there was various little jobs, packing and organising vitamins and God knows things that just need, and separating all Bruce and I's things that we share, because I'm going on my own to start with, then he's joining me. So like we share vitamin B12. There's also little niggly things that need. So there are some things that needed doing. There needed to be a little list to remind me to do things. But on this list was also creating a new homepage for my website this week while I'm trying to get ready to go on holiday. And she just said, well, what would it be like if you just focused only on getting ready to go to Spain? Like, yeah, there was some things I wanted to get done. I have scheduled quite a bit of insight time of content for while I'm, you know, that's just going to come out while I'm away, because it seems I've got that does seem to be having an impact on my business. So I don't want to stop doing that. But all the rest of it, I just stopped, because I really saw that it was rooted in, well, you know what you're like, Claire, if you don't do this, all these things, then, you know, you won't be doing enough, or whatever the story is. And it's so interesting, because I think, like, for me, being productive, I never would have associated that with self-doubt before. Having all these content rhythms and the ways that, you know, the habit formation thing. You know, if I do this habitually, it's because I don't trust myself. I want to make myself do it because I don't trust myself to show up otherwise. And what's been interesting is I've done a few like nice posts on Facebook, like not necessarily business related, but just genuinely things that just felt pertinent to share. And they felt so natural. And then somebody just reached out to me out of the blue. Conversation. And I was just like, oh, hang on a minute. Like I've done a fraction of the work, a tiny fraction of the work. And then somebody's messaged me out of the blue. It's just like, what the heck is that about? But, and it's because, like you said, I want to listen to that, not the voice of self-doubt anymore. I want to listen to that other voice that's there all the time. That's, like you said, it's flowing us through life if we let it. And so, like today, I was putting all my clothes on the bed all ready to go, and I just thought, I'm just going to take a photo of this and talk about trying to pack minimally. And have I done it right? Was the question. What does everybody think about my minimal packing? But I'm traveling 17 days, so I think, probably need a few more things than normal. But probably just more knickers, to be fair. But and I just thought, I'm just going to post that on Facebook and just do a little post about trying to pack minimally and mention Viva, because I'm trying to obviously support the Viva team. And a few people have commented on that, and I've been doing so much content and not really energetically getting anything back, because it's come from this self-doubting, it's come from this energy that's off. And I think people can feel that. They can feel that. Whereas when we're following those little intuitive nudges, the energy is completely different. And we have to realize that, like Dominic says, the predictable BS will come in, towards that. Like, I've definitely noticed this week when I've just gone, I'm not really doing my business this week. And my head's going, yes, but you're going to have another 17 days off from your business. What the hell are you doing? Just like, don't be doing that kind of thing. And it's been really interesting to notice just slowing down a bit, just doing what, enjoying my week. It was Bruce's birthday yesterday, so we had another complete day off. We went and did something together. And, definitely I've noticed a few times that self-doubting voice could be, yes, but if you're not doing all this content, the whole world's going to come to an end. You can't do that. And then going, but I'm just experimenting with this for now. Noisy voice. I'm just experimenting. You don't have to worry. Calm down. And then allowing myself to just be, just be guided, really, be led through the day without needing that grasping, angry energy. Sometimes it feels quite angry, Well, Grace Kelly often says, it's like, do you need to do this with a gun to your head, really? But I think when we've got a lot of self-doubt, it feels like, well, the only way to make myself be anything is to do it with a gun to my head. So that it's interesting to see it in the context of, because you'd think self-doubt would stop you being productive, and sometimes I think it does. I think if, for example, showing up online as a business owner might be hindered by a voice in your head saying, well, you can't say that on a video, people are going to think you're an idiot, whatever. But it's been so interesting for me to see how somebody who does show up online like an actual machine, that's rooted in self-doubt too, which is mind-blowing, really. Like, and only kind of as I thought of the word in the last couple of days, thought of that share, that being on the podcast, and I start to go, oh crap. All this stuff is maybe everything that's us not following that intuition is self-doubt. What if that was true? I suspect it maybe is. What do you think?
Well, I think it goes back to the feeling. It goes back to the feeling about it, because 10 of us can be out there every day speaking into a microphone and a video and putting something online, and it can feel very different for all of us. Yeah. So, but it depends on the feeling. What is the, sort of the intent of which it's being done? Is it done because, I don't want to do this, but I got to do this. This is just what I've decided to do, and it's just part of it. And at times that can be okay too. I mean, you have a baby and you got to change diapers. No one ever says that they want to be dipping their fingers in, urine and feces for a couple of years, however long it happens, right? But it's like, it's something that there's an energy behind it. So even if it's something that you wouldn't, normally put your hand up to do, it's part of another package that lights you up.
Yeah.
Just like doing accounting and taxes and that kind of stuff. It goes along with living life anywhere on the grid. and and certainly in having a business. So I see that it really comes from the energy that you're doing it in. But I do believe that it happens maybe more frequently than we're aware of, because we're so used to it. We kind of miss it. So that's curious. I am going to just sort of I'm not going to make it a job or anything, but I'm just going to notice, it's oh, is this self-doubt when things come up in my day, the things that, even things that I'm planning for today. It's ooh, I already see that I have some doubt. I have some self-doubt about that, around me making the right decision. And it's just and the point is, there's no right or wrong. It's just what you said, testing it out. It's this feels right now, this feels like something I could go forward with. So I'm going to do that. Oh, somewhere along the way, if it's not right, there's going to be something within me that says, no, stop, change, whatever, or carry on,
I love that you're right. It's about it is about the feeling. And I think for me, there's a tuning in process for that as well. I don't know, I've been doing this content rhythm thing for months and months and months. And I haven't noticed how bad it felt. There must have been a point when it went from being fun and playful and experimentative, that kind of thing, to being, I've got to do this, otherwise the world will end. At some point, like you said, it is about the feeling. And at some point, I hadn't really noticed until I did, that there was something off about this process that I was going through, that it was rooted in, well, you've started this now, so you've got to keep doing it. I can be a bit like that. I can be a bit on that spectrum. This is what I'm doing now, and so it's my specialist interest subject, which I must continue. And I hadn't noticed that it'd become a rut, rather than. I mean, when you think about a rut in the soil, when something's gone down the same. And at first it was more on the surface, playing in the soil and the mud, like making mud pies like a kid. And it was like that. And then it suddenly has gone into, at some point, probably not suddenly, actually, probably very gradually, it's gone into, right, it's Monday morning. It's time to do the thing. It's time to start the content creation process kind of thing. So there's somewhere along the line, there's been a shift there. From it being that more light, playful, to it being heavier. And I'm not sure when or how that happened, but I hadn't noticed it until I saw how busy I'd made myself. And I think all of my busyness comes from self-doubt. It comes from just this sense that I can't really be enough if I'm not doing a lot. That's not a thing, because you have to work hard, Michaela, in Yorkshire. Got to get your head down and work really hard and do the same job for 59 years, and then you can retire. And I think that mindset growing up kind of I think any mindset that you've picked up growing up, if you're not living that, self-doubt can really come in, because it looks like you have to work hard. So if you're not working hard, what are you doing? Right. Definitely, well, it's proper Yorkshire then, wasn't it? There's definitely something about the stuff we've learned through our conditioning. Often the self-doubt comes from, oh, well, we should be living life that way. That's the right way to do it. And if we're not living it that way, if we're kind of, like Grace has said to me, just be in your life. I'm like, yeah, but what does that mean? I don't know. What do you mean, just be in my life? What the hell? But then it's quite funny, because when we go away in the motorhome, Bruce we have this joke now. Shall we chill in the van? He says. I'm like, what does that even mean? I'm like, still for that. We shouldn't have to be doing something. We got to be just sat still. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My God, such fun to. It's just cool to see. Yeah, it's all just layers, isn't it? Of stuff just, and you
Yeah.
go, oh,
Yeah.
but there was a bit of that. Oh, that emoji, the one where Claire slaps
Yeah.
herself. Nobody can see it. Well, people who are watching this YouTube, you'll be able to see this, but podcast
Yes.
listeners, Claire is currently slapping herself on the head like the emoji. It is like that, isn't it? Like I remember Michael Neal said once that
Yeah.
it's like it's Homer Simpson, isn't it? That said, "Oh," he says when he's having
Yeah.
that realization. They often, and I think that the key then, if anybody's having a sudden realization that they've got themselves into overly busyness due to self-doubt, please don't be hard on yourself.
No.
Please be
No.
kind and gentle and realize that it is a "though" moment rather than a "oh my God, I'm such an idiot" moment. Let's not go there. We all get stuck in these things sometimes.
Yeah.
Even those of us that make podcasts apparently get stuck in them, don't we? Big time.
Right. We're constantly evolving. And that's an exciting thing. That's exciting.
Oh
What,
God,
right?
yeah.
We'll, for as long as we continue doing this, we are going to be sharing things that we learned and what we thought was right. But here's the thing. At the time, it made sense and it felt right. And you go down a path and you do it, right? And then something happens and you get a nudge from sometimes it's, a purposeful conversation about your life. Other times it's just walking down the street, and you come upon something and you realize something and you shift direction. You stop or start doing something that you had been or had never done before and carry on. This is evolution. We are evolving. We're creative. We're creative beings, live by creative energy. We're going to change. Celebrate that, I think.
Certainly. Yeah, I agree.
Welcome you to.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, more about celebrating the bits where you notice there's been a shift rather than getting hung up on the fact that you were somewhere else before. Definitely.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you. That was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was. Good word. Thanks, Claire.
Yeah, I hope people found that helpful too.
Yeah. Have a little bit less self-doubt in the world after this.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Take
Bye.
care.